But I think really homesteading in the social media world has become unaffordable. So what's up, guys? It's Jason with Swift Family Farms, and I'm kind of stealing this idea from another YouTuber that we follow, and it was just basically them getting some things off their chest and explaining their the realization of their channel and kind of what their focus is, what the point of their channel is, and how they're not going to go in a certain direction. And it's something that I've been thinking about for a little while. Now, we're granted we're new to YouTube, and I say new because we've only been doing this for a year and a half or so, maybe a little bit longer. But I've been watching YouTubers, following some channels for 5, 6, maybe 7 years. And most of them have been dealing with homesteading. And one thing that I've noticed over time is how those channels have changed because of their fame, we'll call it, and how big their channel has grown. Some of the channels that I've watched, they have gone in a totally different direction, and they've not gone to where we enjoy watching them anymore because their channel has changed. And I understand if they're making a living doing it, they've got to keep up, change their content and so forth, but they've just gotten out of homesteading, or they've painted this picture that isn't real for homesteading, farm life, or anything anymore. And it's not just because I maybe don't like it, but I think it paints a picture for those that are trying to use social media, YouTube, as a platform to document their lives and what they do. There's been channels that were really good at growing in high tunnels or raising goats for meat, and they don't do that anymore. And again, I still watch some of them because I've grown to like their family, I've grown to like their values, and so forth. So some of that hasn't changed, but one thing that we don't want to do, and I hope we don't do this, is paint a picture that is Pinterest homesteading. And what I mean by that is giving you something glamorous and unreal and not something that your average person can do. We're on 1 acre here, so do we want some more property? Do we want a bigger piece of property to grow? Yeah, of course. Do we have big ideas? We do. But realistically, I think my goal is to set up this farm or another piece of property for, I'm sorry, the duck keeps trying to say a few things. But anyway, I want to grow this farm into something that when I retire, I've got something that I can do where I don't need as much income. I have something to do that'll keep me active, keep me going, and I can still teach my kids and my grandkids that they don't need to rely on somebody else to provide them with food or um, just ways of doing things. So, with that said, I kind of want to get some things off of my chest as well. We're going to try to be as real as possible on our channel, and that may not be good enough for some people. Our thumbnails may not be glamorous. Our videos may not be edited to perfection or to, a movie style video. And, I've tried to implement some of those things, and it takes the realness away from it. I don't have an expensive camera. I don't even have a camera. I use my phone. I purchased a Google Pixel phone because they had really good ratings with pictures and videos, and that's what I'm using. It's got multi-purpose. I'm using it for my phone and to film with, and I don't plan on changing that anytime soon, really. So the editing software I use is free. I'm trying not to dump a bunch of money to get fancy stuff, to just do things that are not what the intent of our channel is. I feel like since we've started YouTube, some of the things that we had been doing prior has changed, like gardening. Now, granted, we do live a busy life, especially during garden season with softball and baseball. We're involved with other things like that, and it does take us away from being solely committed to the garden or certain things like that. But one thing that I've noticed that has decreased is our garden production, and since we started YouTube, and I think it's because I've tried to do more than what was real. And this year I'm going to change that. I kept promising you all, I kept saying that I'm going to do raised beds. I had this pretty picture in mind how raised beds would look, how functional they'll be. Not that they won't be functionable, but I didn't see spending the money in doing that. It just didn't make sense. When I've got good soil, I've got good ground, and I've always sown seeds and plants in the ground where we've tilled up. And we've had very successful, nice gardens before, but trying to do it in a way that was pleasing to you all and YouTube. I had it in my mind that I needed to do it fancier, I needed to do it cleaner, and I was getting away from the purpose. So that's going to be something different this year. The only one thing that I would like to build is a small greenhouse, so we can start seeds and so forth inside of the greenhouse and not in the house. This space I have in the house for starting seeds is not ideal, and I need a desk, and that's the only place I have to put one. So I've got to give up something. I need the desk. I think there's alternatives for seed starting. But overall, there's things like getting animals. I'm just going to be real. So the emu we had, it passed away. I don't know what happened, and we didn't really talk about that before, but I think that we tried getting the emu for YouTube purposes, and we weren't ready. So I'll take the fault for that. We've lost some goats, and we weren't sure why. just kind of random things where they would come back from church or come back home, and they would just kind of either have been dead or got sick and nobody else was affected. So I don't really know. We try to take pretty good care of our animals, and I understand things happen, but I know we just didn't document those things because it was a little embarrassing, and I just didn't think YouTube would be interested in that. So anyway, to really not get into many of the details, we really want to provide you with a channel that is real, it's clean. You will never really hear me get into politics on our channel because that's not something that I'm not a good debater. So I am not about to step into an area that I'm not comfortable with. Religion is a part of our lives, and I will throw things out there here and there, and with that you can take it or leave it. But mainly what I want to do is not take this channel to a level where it's become, I call, out of control, like some of the YouTubers that I follow. Some of them have really good content, some of them have just content that I'm not interested in anymore, and because they just, I'm into the farming, I'm into the animals, and I'm into growing food, and that's just me, that's what I'm into. And a lot of these other channels are just, they're painting pictures that average people can't buy, and they're buying multiple lands, they're building these houses, they're buying tractors, they're buying abandoned property, and they're fixing them up. And I understand if it's content and that's how they're making their living, that's great. I work a full-time job, and my kids are homeschooled, so they don't have time to necessarily just go out and film. I don't have somebody to edit my videos. I'm part of other groups in our community, so I'm tied up with different things here and there, and it takes a lot of time to make the videos. And it's disappointing that you spend the time in the videos to edit, to make them, to edit them too, and then you do that and you only get 20 views, and we're sitting at, I think, 480 subscribers, and I think I'll have to go back and look in June or July. That's kind of, will be our 2-year mark, and everybody keeps saying, hey, you'll get there, that one video, and that's fine. As much as I keep watching the numbers, it matters, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter. I hope to provide a channel that is helpful to other people. I hope to provide a channel that's interesting to other people, and that you'll learn from us, and whether it be how to do something or how not to do something. That's just it. I can't express enough how I want us to be real. I want us to be transparent. I want you to see us out in public and say, hey, they're the same people that we see on camera. Do we show every little thing in our lives on YouTube? No. I try to keep it somewhat separated a little bit, because we are private people, and we do have our privacy that we just don't want everybody to see everything we do all the time. But what I'd like to do is be able to help other people again and grow our community here where we live in Virginia through the YouTube channel, so I can help others, and then others have an opportunity to help me. And I've seen a little bit of that so far, and I hope that this summer, when the garden season, the homesteading life comes to life, be able to document and show you guys some of their stuff, and maybe encourage them to start a channel if they haven't already. I know most of the people around here don't. There's not many people in my area, if any at all, that have a YouTube channel and doing what we do. And if you're one of those people that you do have a channel and you're close by in Virginia, then please reach out and say, hey, we have a channel, let's get together and do some things in collaboration with each other, and that would be cool. We want to get meat pigs here. We don't want to do things off-site like we had been with the pigs. We want to do them here, and we'd like to be able to maybe host, a pig butchering day, or with the meat chickens, or whatever it be. Like I said, our desire is just to help document our lives here with the farm and then with some other things we do. But it's just been a little discouraging when you put the time and the work in and the effort to make the videos, and you get nothing back out of it. And what I mean by that is, and nobody's watching. So anyway, just some things I've been thinking about. I think we've kind of gotten away from what the meaning of homesteading is, and we've made it commercialized almost the same way that they've done with Christmas. The true meaning of Christmas is not what it used to be, because it's all about buying, selling, and all of that. It's just become one big commercialized thing, and I feel like social media has taken homesteading and turned it into something that it's really not. And I don't know. I'm reading a book now. I'm in the middle of it, and I'll show you guys later once I'm done. But it has to deal with, and it uses a word I've never heard before, agrarian. And this book is based off of Christian agrarian. And it really puts God and agriculture, farming, backyard, whatever you want to call it, homesteading, together. And that really hit home to me, is I want to take my spiritual life and my relationship with God and then implement that in everything we do here. And I think that was my mind at first when we first started this channel, but I kind of got away from that, I think. So hopefully I can get back into that. Now this book is just somebody's story. It's not a how-to, but it really kind of hit home with me and touched my heart. So yeah, I think we've gotten away from what true homesteading I think we've gotten away from what that really is. Am I going to stop going to the grocery store? No, I don't think that'll ever happen. As much as I would like to think I could do that, again, I work a full-time job. I can't sit here and raise enough food to supplement and work here to supplement income that I need to live. And we still have 6 kids in the house, and out of the 7 that we have, I couldn't, I can't do that. Maybe I'll be big time, and be able to quit my job like some YouTubers have, and I'll have this glamorous farm, 40 acres, and be able to build this nice barn dominium and have tractors and have all this stuff. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. I just think that today's homesteading, we've almost made it unaffordable. Um, I try to think about things that we want to do, or I see other YouTubers doing, and I get all anxious and want to do it. And the fact is, I can't afford that. I've been gifted a lot of stuff that we use on our farm, our poultry netting, and some of the bee stuff that we haven't even gotten. We haven't even gotten bees yet, and so I've had some people really look out and help me out, and to reach our goals. And I'm super thankful and blessed to have those people and those opportunities in my life. So I'm that excites me, and I hope that, and we already have, I hope to be able to help other people do the same thing, pass this equipment on as maybe we outgrow it or don't need it. But I think really homesteading in the social media world has become unaffordable. And they tell you need to have this or you need to have that, and this is what it's going to take to do this, and this is what it's going to take to do that. And I understand things cost money, but at the same time, I feel like most average people, and this is in this area, in the area I live, I think if we tried to keep up with the Joneses, then people are going to be hurting for money, and they're going to be going backwards from the true intent of what they're trying to do. So I did the math on the raised bed gardens, and to do it as cheap as I possibly could, it was still going to cost me about $500 or $600, and it just doesn't make sense thinking about spending $500 on my garden. And as much as I want to say I can buy a lot of vegetables at the store for $500, I said I wasn't going to get into politics, but I think today's system is set up not necessarily to get you out of growing a garden, but to make it cheap enough to go to the store where you can just do that and not have to worry about it, not have to grow your own food. I don't know what that means long term, and I don't know what the future holds for any of that, but I like growing a garden, whether I'm doing it because I'm trying to feed my family, or if it's just kind of a getaway to, after work, be able to come home and pick and weed and just watch things grow. So anyway, I know I've talked a lot, and if you've made it this far, I really appreciate it. I'm just kind of rambling here on some thoughts that I've had here lately, and we've gone a long span without putting out videos, and it's because I didn't have anything to put videos out on. And there's projects that we want to do, and there's projects I can't afford to do the projects right now. I don't have time to do the projects right now. So, with that said, I hope you guys continue to follow us. I hope that you guys pray for us, and I hope you guys understand that if we're not, 2 videos a week or 3 videos a week or 5 videos in every couple weeks, that you understand that we live a life outside of filming right now, and we're trying really hard, and the reason I started this channel was because of my kids. And really, I want them to be able, they watch every video that we do. And my son, my 7-year-old son Grayson, watches my videos or our videos over and over and over again sometimes. And I thought about that because one of the other girls said, Grayson's watched this video like 10 times. And I was like, what? And I thought about it, and I was like, that's awesome. That he's going to our channel and watching our videos over and over again. Because really that's one of the intents of our channel, is to have this stuff documented, which it already has. We've looked back on some of our videos and be like, hey, I remember this, or I remember that. And, if God allows me to go home with him sooner than later, then we've got what we've got out there, and they'll always remember. They'll remember my voice. They'll remember my face, how I am now. So that, just thinking about that, it hits a spot, really, and somewhat gets me emotional, but happy at the same time. So anyway, just keep in mind that we're trying here. We're going to be real. We're going to do our best to get you guys videos. We're going to do our best to bring you along with whatever it is that we do, and we really hope you enjoy. And we thank you all for the ones that have subscribed. It really means a lot. Even though we're only at 480 subscribers, it's hard for me to believe that many people have subscribed. But hey, it is what it is. Let's not let social media ruin our goals and our idea of homesteading, and let's get back to what's real and what we can do, and just do our best to provide for our family, provide for ourselves, grow some food, get some animals. Our goats, they're not here right now, but they're for fun. I love goats. I'm not so much liking a duck right now because it won't be quiet. But anyway, our coony coons, I love them. I'm so glad that we've got them as our first pigs. Anyway, we hope you guys enjoy our channel. We love you, and we just hope to bring you on this journey as we go, as long as we can. But just keep in mind that we're going to be real, we're going to be transparent, we're going to be authentic, and if we grow, I hope that we don't change. But anyway, guys, we love you. God bless. And we'll see you on the next video.